Alright, welcome to this video on graphing ratios. And we started here with the warm-up for this lesson and answer the question, write a ratio to represent the amount of growth in feet to the number of months. And we said that it was 3 feet for 12 months, because 1 year would be 12 months. And then we went ahead and did a double number line. So the growth in feet would be our top line, and our time in months would be our bottom line. And then we went every 3 and then just increased and basically skip counted by 3. So 3, 6, 9, 12. And then this would be 12 months, 24 months, 36 months, and 48 months. All right? So from that, we can answer some questions as, after 2 years, how far or how tall would the tree be? Or how much did it grow in 48 months? And things like that. Okay? So that kind of lays the foundation for what we're about to look at here, and that is graphing. So we could look at a situation here. 50 views every hour is the rate or the ratio, and we started with a ratio table. So this is our first ratio, the 50 views in 1 hour. And then we continued on, and we just went by 50s. So each time the views went up by 50 as the hours went up by 1. And then we saw how that really looks very similar to a double number line. You can see why. The numbers are basically the same. And then see how that looks when it's graphed. Now, if you notice, website views is the title of this line, and the time and hours is the title of this line. Look here. Website views is the title of this line, or this axis, the y-axis, and the time and hours is the name of this line, the x-axis. So basically what we did is we split these two lines, put one vertical, and put them together. And now look at how our numbers work out. After 1 hour, they have 50 views. After 2 hours, they have 100 views. And then we can continue on. After 3 hours, there's 150, and after 4 hours, there is 200. Okay? And we could write our ratios from these points. So if I go here, I know that it's 3 hours and 150 views. Right here, I look down, oh, it's 4 hours, and I look over, and it's 200 views. Okay? Now, let's continue on. I'm going to change the view here, so we can still kind of see the situation and compare the two pages. So what about 6 hours? All right, well, they said it took 2 hours. It's going to take 2 hours to get from 4 to 6. And they knew that in 2 hours it would go up 100 views. So they go over 2 and they go up 100 views. So 4 plus 2 is 6 hours. 200 plus 100 is 300 views. So in 6 hours they should have 300 views. Now you could go on, right? You could go on to 7 hours. Right? Using the graph, it would look like this. We just add another hour, and we know that in 1 hour we increase it by 50 views. So in 1 hour we're going to go up 50 views. So the answer would be in 7 hours, 350 views. Okay, so basically we're adding 1 hour and we're adding 50 views. Kind of an additive reasoning. Now using the table, I could scale up from 1 to 7 would be multiplying by 7, so 50 times 7 would be 350. It's a little bit like solving this proportion, all right, using scaling up. Basically, idea is I'm multiplying by 7. Right, and then on my double number line, I could just continue on. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and I could go 5, 6, 7, and then 200 would then go to 250, then 300, then 350. So all get the same answer: 350, 350, 350. All right, just slightly different strategies in each, but very similar, very related. Okay. Now, if we draw a line through all these points, all right, notice how they all connect. Now, think about this. I could project out, if I knew that they were online for 8 hours, how many views would they have? Well, we can go over here, it would be 400, right? And we could theoretically go on and on and on and on and on and on and on, right? Well, we could also go this way. In 2.5 hours, it would be about 125 views, right? And then we could keep going down in fractions. Okay, you could do 2.25 hours, 2 and 1/10 hour, 2 and 1/50th hour, 2 and 1/100th of an hour. and so on and so forth. Hours, time, kind of just keeps going smaller and smaller in fractions. But eventually, over here with my views, am I going to be able to keep fractioning, I guess, for lack of a better way of saying it, dividing up these views? I mean, sure, I can divide 100 views into 50, 50 into 25, 25 into, well, I don't know, 10, 10 into 5. But if I keep going lower and lower and lower, is there such a thing as a half a view? Or what about a quarter of a view? Those things don't exist on YouTube. All right? So would all the points on this line make sense? Not really, okay? Yes, time can be broken down pretty small, but views, they can't. There's no such thing as a fraction of a view. So no, not all the points make sense because you can't have a fraction of a view. And we'll talk more about that later, all right? Some things can fraction down a lot, some things you can't. All right, this last one I really like because it shows the similarities and differences of tables, double number lines, and graphs. Okay, so our table is basically we write a ratio, which is a comparison of two numbers on top of each other. So there's 50 views for 1 hour, 100 views for 2 hours, and so on. All right, double number line basically shows the same thing. It's just separated into two lines instead of two parts of a table. Same ratio here, 50 over 1. Now the graph puts the ratio at an angle from each other. In 1 hour, I have 50 views. In 2 hours, I have 100 views. In 3 hours, I have 150 views. The ratio is seen in this line. All right? This line represents a collection of equivalent ratios. Okay? Your assignment is going to be page 78. I want you to do all 3 questions, and on 2, I want you to do both A and B. You're going to need to do a little graphing, a little bit of tabling, and so on. Alright, it's very similar to the page we did before. Back a few pages. Alright, that they did for you, basically. Alright, so good luck. Thanks for watching this video.